Hello. We're perfectly on time. Nice to see you. Okay, I'm waiting. Ah, Mattia, you're already there. That's handsome. Wow. Oh, Leo, you are here. You are here too. Sorry, I should have said La Fogliare. Okay, let's wait a little. Let's wait for a while. Oh, hello, Fricchielli. Hello. Hello, Christian. Oh, nice to see you. Okay, so now we can begin. First of all, it's wonderful to see you. Nice to meet you. For this time, I'm trying a new cosplay, a new horror Easter bunny cosplay. I hope you like it. And I give you a very, very warm welcome to our first Crimson Easter book club. Why crimson? Because crimson is the color of blood. I didn't want to insist on blood because TikTok could have blocked my event. So crimson is good enough. Crimson is clear enough. Crimson is a handsome color, and it symbolizes well what we are talking of. Why a crimson Easter? If you have read our caption, if you have read the presentation of the event, you know that Easter isn't a fluffy holiday. It's not about colored eggs. It's not just about fluffy bunnies. It's not just about resurrection and spring and so on. It's also a holiday deeply connected to sacrifice. Jews have taught us to sacrifice lambs for Easter. The Bible tells the story of the eldest sons of Egypt who were sacrificed during the long night before the Exodus. We also know that Easter is also the holiday that remembers the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was sacrificed on the cross before his resurrection, so the Christians say. So we can't have Easter without having a very a proper bloodbath before. So why not celebrate its thrill inside? Why not talk about bloody stories while we are waiting for Easter? So I have found two tales which tell murders perpetrated on Easter. First of all, I have to greet Basant. Ciao, Basant. She's in Italy, so I'm talking to her in Italian. But my greetings and also my thanks are for you all. So what was I saying? I have chosen two tales about murders on Easter. Murders who are committed while the moon is watching, this charming full moon of Easter, this full moon that reminds us of werewolves and of gothic fiction too. And who's the author we are meeting today? He's Giovanni Verga. He's Italian. To be precise, he was a Sicilian. We know him mainly as a an author of the verismo. How can I translate it? It was a literary current that portrayed the reality of situation in Italian regions just after the unification of the country. When the Italian kingdom was created, it wasn't without any issues. In every region, we could witness some social phenomena which were mainly very worrying, I may say. And Giovanni Verga, being Sicilian, knew very well the situation of people, of poor people, on his island, in his region. And these tales, these murder tales, these tales of murder, are about some episodes which actually could take place in Sicily, which actually were very realistic. But what am I talking of? The first tale is entitled, has as a title, Cavalleria Rusticana, rustic chivalry. And maybe you already know it because it's a sort of cult. Also a play was drawn from it. There's also a play based on it. There's also an opera, a very famous opera by Mascagni, based on this tale by Giovanni Verga. And this tale was written in 1880, so at the end of the 19th century, when Italy was still a very young kingdom. And which was the situation in Sicily? Let's see. The first character we meet here is Turiddu. Okay, it's a short form for Salvatore, which means savior in Italian, and it's also a male name very appreciated in southern Italy. So Turiddu is a young man. He's about 21 maybe, and he's headed to serve in the Italian army. So he has left his Sicilian village to join the army, and after having served, he's back to his own village. He's very admired by local girls. He's sort of exotic because he lived in the north, in northern Italy, and so he looks strange and charming to the other villagers. But there's just one person who hasn't welcomed him yet, and this person is his former girlfriend, Lola. You can imagine why she's not eager to see him again. And the matter is, she has found another husband to be, another fiancé, while Turiddu was away, and she's going to be married very soon. Her new fiancé is Alfio. He's from Licodia, another village, and he's a carter. His job is to be a carter, and it's a very good job for a countryman in Sicily in 1880. Carters could get richer than common farmers, than common villagers. They also enjoyed going away from their village. They could see fairs, they could see markets, they could see other places. So being a carter was a big deal in this context. And Lola is happy to have a quite rich husband, quite a rich husband for her standards, of course, a husband who could bring her so many presents from fairs and markets. But Turiddu, of course, is not really pacified with the situation. He doesn't accept that Lola has married another man. So what does he want to do? He wants revenge on his former girlfriend. So at first he simply sings bitter songs under her window. Then he finds another girl. She's a rich girl. She has got an interesting dowry for the one who will marry her. This girl is called Santuzza, if I can remember well. Yes, Santa or Santuzza, if you want to call her more familiarly. And Santa lives just in front of Lola, and her husband. And so Turidu understands he has his occasion to avenge himself under the eyes of his former fiancée. So he goes to Santa's place. He's hired by her father as a worker in the family's estate. And while he works at the estate, he starts courting Santa. Her father notices this. He's not very pleased because he's not a suitable fiancé for Santa. He's looking for a richer man. So Turidu gets fired, but of course he goes on courting Santa under her window. Every night he goes under Santa's window and talks to her. And Lola, who lives in front of this rich girl, sees and hears everything, and she starts getting madly jealous. So it seems that Lola hasn't completely forgotten Turidu. One day, she stops Turidu and practically asks him to go and visit her, just like in the old times. Well, this was what Turidu was waiting for. He has made Lola jealous. He has obtained her love back, and while Alfio, her husband, is away, he goes and visits Viola very often, actually. So the neighborhood can't help but notice these nocturnal visits. What happens now? Okay, Easter is approaching, and Alfio, Lola's husband, comes back for the holiday. He has also a very nice dress to give his wife for Easter. Santa, the girl that Turidu had courted to make Lola jealous, calls Alfio and tells him everything. She tells him that Lola is cheating on him, and she tells also with whom she's cheating on him. Alfio believes her, and everything happens on the day before Easter. On the day before Easter, Turidu is basically having fun with his friends at tavern. They are eating while Alfio comes in the tavern and looks for Turidu. Turidu immediately understands what's going on. He already knows what Alfio wants to say him, and and they challenge each other to a duel. That's why it is called rustic chivalry. This is chivalry because there's a duel, there's honor involved, but it's rustic because we are in a Sicilian village, not in a castle. They are not noblemen, they are simple villagers. And what happens now? Easter is coming, and the two men meets in a place just out of the village to duel and solve this matter of honor. You can already imagine what's the ending. I can tell it without any fear to spoil it, because it's a very famous tale, but maybe we should underline some passages. I can read in Italian and then sum up in English, and then tell you a summary in English. La vigilia di Pasqua, Turiddu e i suoi amici avevano sul desco un piatto di salsiccia. Come entrò compare Alfio, soltanto dal modo in cui gli piantò gli occhi addosso, Turiddu comprese che era venuto per quell'affare e posò la forchetta sul piatto. So Turiddu is eating sausage with his friends at the tavern, and Alfio comes in. You can imagine Ennio Morricone's music as if we were in a spaghetti western, because basically this is the atmosphere. Okay, thanks, Ilaria. If you like this live, you can also send an offer, some presents, roses, or what you want. Avete comandi da darmi, compare Alfio? Gli disse. Nessuna preghiera, compare Turiddu. Era un pezzo che non vi vedevo e volevo parlarvi di quella cosa che sapete voi. Turiddu dapprima gli aveva presentato il bicchiere, ma compare Alfio lo scansò con la mano. Allora Turiddu si alzò e gli disse: Son qui, compare Alfio. So when Alfio comes in, Turiddu needs no words to understand what's happening. Alfio goes very straight to the point. At first, Turiddu offers him some wine, but Alfio refuses. He doesn't want to lose any time. He goes straight to the point. He's not on friendly terms with Turiddu, and they both know. So Turiddu basically accepts to face him. Il carrettiere gli buttò le braccia al collo. Se domattina volete venire nei fichi d'India della canzeria, potremo parlare di quell'affare, compare. Aspettatemi sullo stradone allo spuntar del sole, ci andremo insieme. Con queste parole si scambiarono il bacio della sfida. Turiddu strinse fra i denti l'orecchio del carrettiere e così gli fece promessa solenne di non mancare. So, Alfio invites Turiddu to join him in a place outside the village on the following dawn. So they will duel on Easter's dawn. And Turiddu accepts the challenge, accepts the duel with a strange gesture. He bites Alfio's ear. Okay, it's a gesture I haven't found anywhere else. It seems it was typically Sicilian in the 19th century. And Giovanni Verga, being a realistic author, has portrayed this very, very typical gesture of Sicilian villagers who wanted to challenge each other to a duel. That's what we call verismo, actually. I don't know if there's an English word for it, but it's a form of literary realism. The authors observed the regional realities in Italy. They observed the customs of people in every Italian region and also in every Italian province or village, and they portrayed it in their tales. And the master of this current is Giovanni Verga. So we have said that Verga remembers a very typical gesture of villagers who wanted to duel for a matter of honor. They beat each other's ear. So Turiddu with this gesture accepts the duel. He has pledged his word and now he cannot retreat. Ah, by the way, ciao Ardigio. Okay. Gli amici avevano lasciato la salsiccia zitti zitti e accompagnarono Turiddu sino a casa. La gnà Nunzia, poveretta, l'aspettava sin tardi ogni sera. «Mamma», le disse Turiddu, «vi rammentate quando sono andato soldato, che credevate non avessi a tornar più? Datemi un bel bacio come allora, perché domattina andrò lontano». So Turiddu's friends have understood what's happening, and they have left their sausages on the tavern's table, and they are going away without any words. They are all silent because they know Turiddu is risking his own life. Turiddu goes straight to his mother. He doesn't tell her directly what's happening, but he tells her she has to say him goodbye, just like when he had to leave the village to serve in the army, because he's going very far also this time. He's going very far because he knows he's leaving for death. He's leaving for the afterlife, probably. Prima di giorno si prese il suo coltello a molla, che aveva nascosto sotto il fieno, quando era andato coscritto, e si mise in cammino per i fichidindia della canziria. «Oh Gesù Maria, dove andate con quella furia?» piagnucolava Lola sgomenta mentre suo marito stava per uscire. «Vado qui vicino», rispose compare Alfio, «ma per te sarebbe meglio che io non tornassi più». Lola, in camicia, pregava ai piedi del letto, premendosi sulle labbra il rosario che le aveva portato fra Bernardino dai luoghi santi, e recitava tutte le Ave Marie che potevano capirvi. So, Turiddu's leaving for the place of the duel is very moving. It's very sentimental. He's saying goodbye to his own mother. But Alfio, Lola's husband, is in a very different mood. He's more grim. He's more how can I say? He's more gloomy. He's the offended husband. He is the one who is revenging his own honor. So he's harder. He's not moved. He's not sentimental. And his wife is very scared when she sees him like this, maybe because she also expects what's happening. And he's very serious while she talks with her. There's no love in his words. There's no tenderness. There are no feelings. He tells her he's going in a place that's very near to their house. But he also adds, for you, it would be far better if I never got back. And we have already understood what this means. Probably after having punished Turiddu, he could punish his own wife. And poor Lola is still in her nightgown. She falls on her knees and she starts to pray. She has a rosary in her hands and she warmly prays because whatever will happen, it won't be good for her. She may become a widow, or she may lose her lover. Maybe she could be killed herself. So whatever will happen now for Lola, it won't be a happy ending. «Compare Alfio», cominciò Turiddu dopo che ebbe fatto un pezzo di strada accanto al suo compagno, il quale stava zitto e col berretto sugli occhi. «Come è vero Dio, so che ho torto e mi lascerei ammazzare, ma prima di venir qui ho visto la mia vecchia che si era alzata per vedermi partire col pretesto di governare il pollaio. Quasi il cuore le parlasse. E quanto è vero Dio, mi ammazzerò come un cane per non far piangere la mia vecchierella». «Così va bene», rispose compare Alfio, spogliandosi del farsetto, «e picchieremo sodo tutti e due». Entrambi erano bravi tiratori. Turiddu toccò la prima botta e fu a tempo a prenderla nel braccio. Come la rese buona e tirò all'anguinaia. So the two duellers exchange their words. Turiddu says, Alfio, I know I'm wrong. I know I have done I have done a bad thing to you, and I would let you kill me. But I've met my mother before coming here, and I don't want to. I don't want to leave her alone. I don't want her to cry for me. So, so I will positively kill you like a dog, not to let my mother cry. And Alfio answers, "Oh, this is good." Alfio wants to fight hard, so he's happy to hear that Turidu is in such a mood. And now they begin to duel. They both carry knives. That's a rustic chivalry. They can't afford the swords, so they have knives. Turidu is hit as first. He's wounded, but he fights back, and very well too. Ah, compare Turidu, avete proprio intenzione di ammazzarmi? Sì, ve l'ho detto. Ora che ho visto la mia vecchia nel pollaio, mi pare di averla sempre dinanzi agli occhi. Apriteli bene gli occhi, gli gridò compar Alfio, che sto per rendervi la buona misura. Come egli stava in guardia tutto raccolto per tenersi la sinistra sulla ferita che gli doleva e quasi strisciava per terra col gomito, acchiappò rapidamente una manata di polvere e la gettò negli occhi dell'avversario. Ah! Urlò Turidu accecato. Son morto! So what's happened now? They are both wounded, but Alfio is bent towards the earth. He's bent like this because he has been hit in a low point, and now, while he's bent like this, he takes a handful of earth. Ah, thank you for the roses, by the way. Alfio takes a handful of earth and he throws it into Turidu's eyes. That's why Turidu feels blinded, and he cries, "I am dead!" Of course, now he can't escape Alfio anymore. Ei cercava di salvarsi facendo salti disperati all'indietro, ma compar Alfio lo raggiunse con un'altra botta nello stomaco e una terza alla gola. E 3! Questa è per la casa che tu m'hai adornato. Ora tua madre lascerà stare le galline. Turidu annaspò un pezzo di qua e di là tra i fichi d'India e poi cadde come un masso. Il sangue gli gorgogliava spumeggiando nella gola e non poté proferire nemmeno "Ah, mamma mia!" So what's the ending? Turidu tries to save himself. He works backwards to avoid Alfio, but Alfio reaches him and kills him. He strikes him mortally. One of Turidu's wounds is in the throat, so he can't even say his last words. He can only think of his poor mother while he's dying. And this is the ending of Giovanni Verga's rustic chivalry. This tale we have commented together. It's a quite dry ending. It's not so sentimental. We could imagine something more dramatic for a for a story of a duel and death, and also that's also a story of passion and of jealousy. But Giovanni Verga is an author of verismo. He's a sternly realistic author, and he doesn't want to be dramatic. He simply tells the episode. He tries to portray it as if we had these facts before our eyes. He reasons like a cameraman who is filming a real fact. We could almost think of our contemporary custom of filming events and post them just the way they are, without any embellishment. Okay, Verga is doing something like this. He doesn't want to embellish this episode. These are basically two villagers who are killing each other in a duel with knives. And he simply tells this. But we can read what's beyond the mere tale, the mere words of Verga. Ok, grande prof, si ricorda di me? Sì, mi ricordo di te, mi ricordo di te. Benvenuto e bentornato. By the way, technically this live shouldn't be for minors because I'm telling stories of murders, blood, and so on. But actually, Giovanni Verga is an author Italian kids face at the third year of middle school. So, sorry, I've loosened my ears. Oh, I'm a very miserable bunny with such ears. Oh, let's take care of them for a while. Okay. So I can hear you again because I have my ears back on my head. So let's go on. What was I saying? Okay, Giovanni Verga doesn't want to embellish this drama. He simply tells it as if he were a journalist or a cameraman. But we can guess how passionate, how romantic, how desperate this story is. We have a woman who couldn't choose between two men, our Lola. There's a man who thinks he owns his wife, and this is Alfio. And there's also a young man who was betrayed in his feelings, and who can't forget his first love. So there are all the elements necessary for a sentimental drama, and actually Cavalleria Rusticana, rustic chivalry, is mainly known for its opera version by Pietro Mascagni. This tale was very popular at the time. It was very popular at the end of the 19th century, but now if we say Cavalleria Rusticana, we mainly think of Pietro Mascagni and of his opera. By the way, I should quote a famous cinematic trilogy, a famous film trilogy. That's Il Padrino, The Godfather, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. In the third film of the trilogy, Don Michael Corleone and his family are watching Cavalleria Rusticana at the Teatro Massimo in Palermo, and Turiddu in this opera is sung and played by Anthony Corleone, Don Michael's son, who has become a professional opera singer. And Cavalleria Rusticana in this movie acts as a background for other murders which are performed in the theater during the staging of the opera. It's actually one of my favorite film scenes so far. But there is another tale I want to present you. It's another tale about an honor murder, a murder because of honor, a murder because of jealousy, and it takes place on Easter as well. But it's less famous. It's called The Mystery. Il mistero, The Mystery. Oh, okay. Now here The Mystery is a play about the Bible, about an episode of the Bible. A mystery means a mystery of faith. Okay, it's a form of popular theater of popular theater performed in public places. It's organized by the parish, and and it's for people who want to meditate about an episode of holy history. Il mistero, the mystery, takes place in another Sicilian village. The priest of the village, Don Angelino, has arranged a play about the escape of Joseph and Mary to Egypt. Surely you remember that King Herod wanted to kill all the babies in Bethlehem to avoid his throne being taken by the new king of the Jews who was born in Bethlehem in those days. So Joseph, Mary, and their baby Jesus had to run away, and they ran away to Egypt. Don Angelino, Father Angelino, the priest of this village, has arranged a play about this episode of the Gospels. The strange thing is this episode could be more suitable for Christmas, but it takes place on Easter instead. Maybe because it's in the open air, and on Easter weather is milder than on Christmas. Maybe this is the reason. So the people of the village contribute to this mystery, to this sacred play. And some of them are actors. Among the actors, there are Nanni and Cola. We could translate it as Johnny and Nick. However, they are short forms of Giovanni and Nicola, two Italian names. So they are familiarly Nanni and Cola. Nanni has a romance with Venera, who is a widow of the village. They are not married, but they live together. And in the play, he wears a light blue gown, which Venera has lent him. Cola instead is one of the highwaymen, is one of the scoundrels who wanted to harm the Holy Family. Venera is in the public. She's watching the play, and she notices that Cola playing the highwayman is quite attractive. So after that sacred representation, they start a secret romance. It's a secret because, of course, Nanni doesn't have to know. Nanni is very violent, is very jealous, and of course he doesn't want his pride to be wounded. However, Nanni is not stupid. He understands that Venera has a secret. He also understands what the secret is, and he faces her. He tells her, Venera, if you have another man, if you have fallen in love with another one, I leave you free, I leave you alone. But please tell me, because I don't want to bring these things on my head. To bring horns. Okay, I don't know if in English it's the same, but in Italy we say to have horns. Okay, please don't mind my rabbit ears. We say to have horns on your head if your partner is cheating on you. I don't know the exact origins of this way of talking, but it's like this. But Venera swears it's not true. Venera swears she has no other partner, it's all false, of course, how can she doubt her, and so on and so on and so on. I don't know why Venera reacts like this. After all, Nanni has been wise. Yeah, he's also quite tolerant. Okay, he's telling her, he's saying her, you are free to choose. Just please be sincere. Okay, I find this absolutely reasonable. However, Venera goes online and hiding her new romance, and moreover, she tells Cola, her new secret lover, to not to go and visit her anymore because her companion is alarmed. Her companion suspects them of being lovers, and Cola obeys because he doesn't want to be killed. Cola also cares about his mother, which is a widow, who is poor, and who basically relies on him for her own survival. She can't work anymore, and Cola works for them both. So Cola at first is wise and ends his secret romance with Venera. But just a year after the staging of the mystery, Cola isn't wise anymore. Cola can't resist anymore. He wants to see Venera again. And on the night of the Holy Friday, just 2 days before Easter, he goes and visits her by night again. Venera lives near the place where the mystery was staged. So Cola is basically going back to the place where she saw him playing the highwayman. But Cola is not alone. Among the shadows, there is also Nanni, Venera's official partner. He's spying on his woman because he expects this new lover to show up. So Cola is basically caught in a trap. Nanni sees him and in a very short time kills him with his own knife. There is no duel, there is no chivalry, there is just a murder. A murder on the Holy Friday, the day of the Passion of the Christ, and everything is witnessed by the full moon of Easter. This full moon which enlightens the scene, this full moon which is haunting, which is often linked to Gothic fiction and to werewolves and everything. We find it here too. Also in this tale, Verga is very dry. He's not sentimental. He mainly tells the tale as if in the way it could have been told by a common villager who knew the story. But all these details, the presence of the full moon, the night, the jealousy, the shadows, it all depicts our tale as a very thrilling one. We could be in a thriller. There are the themes of jealousy, of blood, of honor and pride. This is very dramatic without being told in a dramatic way. And that's the magic that Verga manages to create. He can tell you a story in a very impersonal way. He can make you believe you are in front of the scene, but he still has the heart of a drama writer. He he may have written a libretto for an opera with this very same material. I know Italy is known abroad mainly for opera and for all the dramatic stories told by operas in music. Okay, and Giovanni Verga in this way is very, very Italian because he stages stories worthy of opera scenes, even when he wants to be cold, detached, and dry. So our poor Cola becomes our new Easter sacrifice, just like Turiddu had been in rustic chivalry. And poor Cola's mother has a very, very bitter Easter this year. Verga says it. Ah, la mala Pasqua che le aveva mandato il Signore. What a bitter Easter the Lord had sent to him. As we have said, Easter is a holiday of sacrifice, the holiday in which lambs are slaughtered, the holiday on which Christ is slaughtered. It seems that spring needs new blood to start life again, to create a new life. And Verga has not forgotten this side of Easter, this bloody and sacrificial side of Easter. When he has to stage a drama, when he has to sacrifice one of his characters, one of his most dramatic characters, he always chooses Easter as the time of the action. And that's not without a reason. If an Verga plays detached, he knows all the symbols and the atmosphere and the details that can make a story very dramatic without insisting on sentimentalism. So, I see you've been a very attentive audience, a very attentive audience. I haven't read any questions in the chat. If you have questions, this is the moment. This is the moment to ask them. By the way, I also thank you for the roses someone has sent. If you send other presents, I may thank you with a special gesture just for you. By the way, I should have said hello when the rose was sent. So hello and thanks for the rose. If you want me to make the gesture of the heart, you'll have to send a heart instead. A heart as a present. I mean, not a heart to approve the live. Thank you, Filippo, by the way. Hello, Rossi. Okay, well, good morning, Rossi. It's not morning, it's afternoon here, but okay. So, what was your impression of Verga's tales we have read? Maybe I should read some pages also from Il Mistero, also from the mystery. That's right. Giusto un anno dopo, giorno per giorno, la vigilia del Venerdì Santo, Nanni e Mastro Cola si incontrarono in quello stesso luogo di notte, che c'era la luna di Pasqua e ci si vedeva chiaro come di giorno nella piazzetta. Nanni stava appiattato dietro il campanile per sorprendere chi andasse da comare Venera, che 2 o 3 volte l'aveva sorpresa tutta sossopra e discinta e aveva sentito qualcuno sgataionarsela dal cancello dell'orto. Just a year after the staging of the mystery, on the night before the Holy Friday, Nanni and Cola met in that very same place by night, when there was Easter's moon and and it was easy to see, as if in the place it was a full day. Nanny was hidden behind the bell tower because he wanted to surprise. He wanted to catch the one who was going to Venera, his woman, because sometimes he had caught her um, partially undressed and very very upset, and he had heard some steps, some steps going away from their house. So he was he was suspicious, and he had his reasons. And now there's a short flashback with a discussion between the two partners. Nanny asks Venera to be sincere with him, and Venera denies everything. She goes on lying. And now we come back to present. Nanni aspettava nell'ombra solo in mezzo alla piazza tutta bianca di luna, e in un silenzio che si udiva suonare ogni quarto d'ora l'orologio di Via Grande, e il trotterellare dei cani che andavano fiutando ad ogni cantuccio e frugavano col muso nella spazzatura. So Nanny was waiting behind the bell tower, and he was waiting in that very shiny moonlight. And he hears dogs going around and looking for something in the rubbish. There's also this moon, this Easter moon, which is so charming, so haunting. And you can also hear dogs. Okay, dogs are animals related to the goddess Hecate, who was a Greek and Roman goddess who used to work by night surrounded by dogs, and she could be very scary for the ones who met her. She also carried a knife. So maybe this detail of the dogs going around may hint at this kind of mythology. Who knows? However, the presence of the dog means the presence of something beastly. It's the presence of a meat-eating animal. It's the presence of an animal who watches to attack, just like Nanny is doing. So the stray dogs are a realistic detail, but they are also a very strong symbol of rage and of watchfulness, and they are also a detail of the atmosphere, a detail of the scene. And this is the atmosphere in which Nanny is waiting for the poor Cola, who has surrendered to passion once again. What's the ending? Okay, basically, poor Cola dies because of the wound. His mother loses her only son, and Nanny is arrested. And the narrator, the teller, ends like this. Anche lui, se non avesse pensato di mettersi la gonnella della scomunicata per fare la Beata Vergine. Ah, if just he hadn't worn the gown of his woman to play the Holy Virgin in the mystery. So this mystery, so this sacred play has been a disgrace for at least 4 people in the village. It was something new for people. They weren't used to theater plays. They weren't used to watch plays. It had been something new that had touched their imagination and touch the imagination of someone who isn't used to new things, who isn't used to see things change, can be very dangerous. Also, poor Venera maybe can be sort of understood, sort of pitied, because she had never seen there were other handsome men in the village besides Nanni, and when she had seen Cola dressed in that new way, dressed as a highwayman in a way she had never seen him before, her imagination ran, and imagination led her to an unhappy passion. I don't think I have told you. I don't think I have told you that Verga started as a very sentimental and dramatic author. At the beginning of his career, he wrote romanzi d'appendice. He wrote that kind of novels who were required by magazines, which were published by episodes, and they had to be extremely dramatic, sentimental, thrilling, and so on. So people bought the magazines to read the new chapters. So Verga was born as a sentimental and dramatic author. Then he tried a new kind of literature, more dry, more detached, more aware of reality around him, focused on portraying the conditions of people in Sicily. But he found a way to maintain some of his original dramatic and melodramatic inspiration, and we can find this in his Bloody Tales set on Easter, or however on the days before Easter. Basically, I have finished. If you want to send some presents, you will be thanked. I'll be very grateful. If you have some questions, you can write. You can write in the chat. But if you have had enough, let's say bye-bye. let's live like this. Thank you very much for having watched. Thank you very much for having listened to these tales. I wish you a happy Easter, not a crimson Easter, I hope, and see you soon. Bye.